Hey everybody, Happy New Year! I'm Miss Deanna and this is Kidz Life in 5. Kidz Life in 5, Kidz Life in 5. Thank goodness for the reset button. I don't know about you, but when I'm playing video games, I like to win. And if I mess up, or I know that there's no way that I could win, I've taken too many wrong turns, you better believe that I am all over that reset button. I mean, if you're a purist gamer like Mr. Alex, you may call it cheating, but I call it doing what you gotta do, right? So every year, people hit the reset button on New Year's Day hoping to break a bad habit, form a new habit, or improve something about themselves. It's a lot harder to do better and set things right in real life than in a video game, but fortunately for us, we don't have to do it alone. We worship a God who delights in giving his children do-overs. We serve a God who not only allows us to hit the reset button, but will help us do better the next time around. So our Bible story today is found in Luke chapter 19, verses 1 through 10. Zacchaeus. Can you say that? Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a man who had really messed up in the game of life. He had chosen a profession, a job that was known for corruption, for cheating, for stealing. And the gospel tells us that he had given into that corruption. He had stolen a whole lot of money over the years from people who were his neighbors. I mean, people that he saw every day. He had very few friends and many enemies. I mean, how would you feel if you knew your neighbor was stealing from you? So Zacchaeus, he wanted to see Jesus because he needed a reset. And Jesus knew all about Zacchaeus and his stealing habits before they met. And the crazy thing was that Jesus sought him out. It had to be a big shock to the crowd when Jesus told Zacchaeus, the man who had stolen from so many of them, that he would be going to his house. It had to have been an even bigger shock when Zacchaeus changed his life and he paid back everyone that he had robbed. Zacchaeus shows us that in real life, there is a reset button. He shows us that God can help anyone reset their lives, and he will help us do it, and he'll help us do it right. Anyone who's ever made a New Year's resolution will tell you how hard it is to keep. I mean, the failure rate for New Year's resolutions is incredibly high, and only a small percentage of people who make those resolutions keep them. We're creatures of habit, and we don't like change. And in certain aspects of our lives, we need help to make change last. And there's no greater help than God's help. He can help us turn from sin. He can help us soften our hearts, and he can change us from people who think only of ourselves to people who put others first. Just as he did with Zacchaeus, Jesus can transform people who take to people who give. Even with God's help, it's not going to be easy. But every time we stumble, we just need to reach out and reset. God knows we're human. He knows we're going to continue to make mistakes. He will help us get back up and try again. And if we remain faithful, he will change us for good. You know, the best thing about the reset button is that it will never break. It will never wear out. Jesus is always forgiving, and he will allow us to reset as many times as necessary to become more like him. What do you need to reset this year? What would you like to change? What goal can you set to become more like Christ? This is a great time of year to hit reset. And with God's help, you will get it right. Our memory verse this week is found in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 19. And it says, I will give my people hearts that are completely committed to me. I will give them a new spirit that is faithful to me. And that is Kidz Live in 5.